Hi, and welcome to part 2 of my real Ghostbusters Firehouse restoration and custom build. In part 1, I fixed the top. I also made these railings and I repaired the ones that were broken. I also made some of these clips. Some of these are original and some of them were made from scratch with styrene. And I also 3D printed this pole base and the sign over here on the right. So if you haven't seen part 1, I would advise you to go there. I'll put a link up top on the screen or in the description, and you can go there and watch part 1. So stay tuned. We're going to build some more parts. So there's 2 more parts I want to make for this playset. We have to build the pole here. It's the fire pole that goes all the way up to the top. So we're going to build that. And also I'm going to make a custom ghost containment unit. Unlike the one that came with this playset, I want to make one that is more reminiscent to the movie. And before we get into that, if you watched the first video, you noticed that this one clip did not fit in there. I thought I cut it too short, but actually it was just really snug, and now I got it sitting in there in the right spot. Now let's make the ghost containment unit. Now I do want to scale this to the figures, the vintage ones here, and I want the containment unit to be about the height of just above their head. I think from the movie that's what it looked like, and it's about 1.5 cinder blocks away from the floor. So I think what I'm going to do scale wise is have it sitting about this high off the ground. I'm thinking about making a stand for it so that I can put it on any floor that I want to. It doesn't seem to have a lot of room on the first floor, which is where I would like to have it, but I think maybe in this area here it might be kind of cool to have it standing here in between the car and these stickers here. I was thinking maybe on the other side of this post might be cool, like over here, but I don't think there's enough room on this side because it's going to be quite wide. So here is the picture of all the parts that I need to cut. None of these are measured in scale. I'm just going to start cutting. I want to start cutting this piece here first. This is going to be the back part of the base, and it's going to be mainly the shape that the whole thing is going to be built from. We're going to start with that, and we'll make all the dials, lights, electronics, even some of the levers. Anything that will give this unit detail. I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to paint it with this Beauty Tone Alkalide paint. It's a really nice gloss red. And then I'll shoot it with a semi-gloss. Holy cow, I can't believe how well this turned out after the paint. It looks amazing, but there's still a lot of detail that I have to put on this thing. Let's go through the details that I'm going to do, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So while that paint has been drying, I've been experimenting. I have this white electrical tape that I cut just a little sliver off the edge here. We'll peel that off. I have to put some white detail around the front door, just on the outside here, so we'll do that. Also, I have these stickers. Let's get a close-up of those stickers. You can see how small these stickers are compared to a dime and a Lego figure. They are super small, and I think they'll just add a little bit more color to the containment unit. Also have some really small LEDs, and here's the red one here. I just took the leg off of the LED and wrapped it around the top. I also have these Vallejo paints. I'm going to give it some paint detail. And one last thing I have to do is make the ribbon cable for the electronics. And I was experimenting with this elastic band here. And I started with paint and then I used marker and it bled into the fabric too much. So then what I ended up doing is using a pen, a colored pen, and I got some yellow and some blue and white, of course, and then the red, and I just inked that on there, and I'll have to do the other side to make it look right. I think this is my kid's pen, but this is my Reese's Pieces pen, and it has the yellow and the light blue, and it has the red. So I'm going to use that to paint or to color the other side. These are some details here I have to paint in here, and we'll put all the stickers on too. So let's get started. All right, I think this turned out really, really good. I didn't think I would be able to get all this detail in there. There's a couple other things I could do. I could cut some more of these round pieces here and put little pieces here, and it would look like bolts. There's a whole bunch of bolts here, and that would be a lot of work, and I don't think that is required. But what is required is a stand. So I took some acrylic here and I cut it out. I had an idea about putting it like this and then bending it and gluing it to the bottom there, but I came to the conclusion that probably just gluing it to the back like this, about this high. I can put this anywhere in the firehouse. So let's just get some glue here. And there we go, it's glued to the base. And you can put that anywhere you want. See what it looks like when you put it up against the backdrop. And I think that looks amazing. I'm excited to get that into the firehouse. Next, I want to make the fire pole. So I've got a couple materials that I was planning on using to make this fire pole. So first of all, there's this blue piece of rod here. This is, I think my kids had this. You could connect these to hexagon shaped pieces, and you can make a fort and stuff like that out of them, and I thought it was perfect color. It's the perfect size. It's about 10 millimeters. The unfortunate thing is not long enough, and I only have one. Next thing I was going to try to use is these 10 millimeter knitting rods. I've got two of them, and I could glue them together. The problem is that I was going to try to put this rod around it like this, all the way around, like the original pole, and this does not weld, or Crazy Glue doesn't actually glue to it, so that's not going to work. And watching other people who have the original pole, a lot of people said that they think it's annoying because you have to wind the base up it in order to latch it back onto the second floor, and I thought that was something that I didn't want to do, and I still want it to be able to go up and down. So I've got this styrene here. It is a 1/2 inch tube, 12.7 millimeters. And the nice thing about this is it actually fits in the base here, and there's a lot of friction, and you can actually use it to slide this up and down, and this will stay halfway up, halfway down, and you can move it up and down like that. Now it isn't long enough, so I'm going to have to take these two pieces and I'm going to plastic weld them together and put some supports in there, and then we'll see if this works for our fire pole. Now I'm not going to paint this because the paint will just end up scraping off as the base goes up and down. So I'm just going to leave them white, and we'll see how that works. So we have the fire pole here, and we've got the 3D printed base on there, and it does go back and forth. To get it in there, you kind of have to bend the pole, but it does go down. And there's quite a bit of friction there. You have to use a lot of force to get it down, and then it comes all the way back up. And then you can flick the switch and put it down onto the floor like that. So that's really great. I love that. And I'm going to put some figures on this. And we'll get our ghost containment unit and we'll put it in here like that. And we'll put some figures in here and some ghosts and see what it looks like. There is our firehouse there, and it's all full of ghosts and vehicles. And when I get this in my collection room, it's going to look amazing. I'm going to have tons more figures in this. Now that I have these floors, the clips are all fixed. We have a 3D printed base. We have a 3D printed sign over here with the new sticker. We've got all of our railings in here all fixed and replaced. And we have our ghost containment unit. I love it. It's amazing. And what do you think, Egon? Yeah, he loves it too. We've got the Ecto 1 where it belongs, and it's amazing. Now, I can put this wherever I want. I can put it on this floor here with our nice stand there. I could put it over on the third floor, on the top. Wherever we want to put it, it will fit, and we can also move it up to the top if we want to. Now, I like it down on the bottom. I think I'll probably just leave it down here. It would fit down in the back there, but then you can't see it because I like to have the Ecto 1 in the garage. So that's where I'm going to, I think, keep it on my shelf when I put it on the shelf. So, and even this lifts up and works. And I really like how easy it is to move up when you want to go all the way to the top. And you just push this over and he lands on the top. And he can go on the top, or you can take the pole down to the bottom. Now there is a seam right here. I will probably fill that seam in, sand it down a little bit so that it's easier for the base to move up and down, but it really doesn't get in the way until you get up to about here. Thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. I hope you enjoyed all of those repairs, and I'm really, really happy with the results. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this repair. See you later.